Hi, I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks for watching us tonight. President Obama defending the Iranian nuke deal and other controversial issues. That is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. After reading the details of the nuke deal, I can tell you that Iran got the better of the negotiation. The undeniable fact is that the Iranians do not have to submit to snap inspections, so they can cheat if they want to, and they may get away with it. 24 days, a long time to wait before inspectors can examine suspicious activities. Now, it is true, some Americans and the Israeli government would oppose a nuke deal with Iran no matter what. The only thing that would win them over would be a total cessation of nuclear activity in that country, to which the mullahs would never agree. It is also true that President Obama sees the issue in stark terms. Either you make a deal, or Iran develops a nuke and war breaks out. But here the president makes a mistake. He could have held on a bit longer and upped the sanctions against Iran. That would have given the USA more leverage. Mr. Obama's press conference today, I should say, was very instructive. He took a few questions and answered them as a college professor would, with long explanations full of asides. There were no follow-ups, no challenges to his answers. So that's what Talking Points will do right now. Here's the toughest moment of the press conference.
As you well know, there are 4 Americans in Iran, 3 held on trumped-up charges, according to your administration, 1 whereabouts unknown. Can you tell the country, sir, why you are content with all the fanfare around this deal to leave the conscience of this nation and the strength of this nation unaccounted for in relation to these 4 Americans? And last week, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff said under no circumstances should there be any relief for Iran in terms of ballistic missiles or conventional weapons. It is perceived that that was a last-minute capitulation in these negotiations. Many in the Pentagon feel you've left the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff hung out to dry. Could you comment?
I got to give you credit, Major, for how you craft those questions. The notion that I'm content as I celebrate with American citizens languishing in Iranian jails? Major, that's nonsense. And you should know better.
Mr. Obama went on to give a long, windy answer that made 2 points. The 4 American hostages being held in Iran could not be part of the negotiation, according to him, because that would have empowered Iran. And the USA will closely monitor any missiles and weapons to make sure Iran doesn't give them to terrorists. On the first point, the president certainly could have asked for the Americans to be released and should have. Maybe he's working behind the scenes. Maybe. On the weapons front, the Iranians will get them in 5 to 8 years and will likely use them, including ballistic missiles. By that time, Mr. Obama will be making millions lecturing. But all of that is small ball to the president. Here's the crux of his argument.
The point I've repeatedly made, and is, I believe, hard to dispute, is that it'll be a lot easier for us to check Iran's nefarious activities, to push back against the other areas where they operate contrary to our interests or our allies' interests, if they don't have a bomb.
It's the old keep your enemies closer philosophy. Now, to address the very large concern that 24 days to inspect is absurd, the president said this about confronting Iran's ability to cheat.
In the agreement, we've set it up so we can override Iran's objection. And we don't need Russia or China in order for us to get that override. As for the fact that it may take 24 days to finally get access to the site, the nature of nuclear programs and facilities is such, this is not something you hide in a closet.
Maybe. But there's no question that if Iran decides to cheat, it will have breathing room to obscure the situation all over the place. It will take months. In the press conference today, Barack Obama demonstrated once again that he is a true believer in himself. His demeanor clearly showed he has no doubts that he did the right thing and once again diffused conflict overseas. That has been his foreign policy from the very beginning, avoiding armed confrontation. And we can see the result of that as the world absorbs a tremendous amount of instability and violence. Talking Points is not a knee-jerk platform. War with Iran would be a disaster. But this nuke deal is a gamble. One that, like the total pullout from Iraq, could lead to terrible consequences. President Obama, the gambler, believes he knows when to fold them. He did that for a deal that has delighted the mullahs and divided Americans. A deal that will clearly define itself only in years to come. And that's the memo.